Getting here was a lot harder than I expected, and yet, the real challenge was only about to begin. This is not looking good. I don't want to cuss, but I'm so fucked. I'm Sylvia, and I'll spend the next 10 days hiking, cycling, and filming solo in one of the most beautiful countries on earth, and somehow calling it work. The catch? I have a mission to find Switzerland's hidden gems.
So what are you looking for again?
Yeah, well, I told you already. Hidden gems.
Yeah, but what do you mean by that?
Places, I guess, or food, or something like that.
Okay, so what's the plan for the trip then?
Yes. Sorry, I can't tell you. It's like a secret. NDAs and stuff.
Oh, fair enough. Keep your secrets then.
Yeah. There was in fact no plan. I didn't even know where to start. The only clue I was given were a few cantons in Switzerland. A canton is basically a region, and Switzerland is split into 26 of them. And since my job is to look for the hidden gems, whatever that means, clearly I can't go to the most popular places, stand in a 30-minute queue to take a picture and leave. I had to dig deeper to stunning places where you can experience real adventure and solitude. So I decided to backpack for 5 days and hike for the remaining 5. That way I could get into places that truly felt hidden. And after doing some more research, I finally found my destination, the canton of Fribourg. May 27th, the day my search begins. I took a flight from Krakow to Zurich, ate some Swiss chocolate, got to the Swiss airport lounge where I met Anya and Michela from Switzerland Tourism, aka my guardian angels, then ate some more chocolate, caught a train to Bern, and you guessed it, ate even more Swiss chocolate, which Anya absolutely stashed my top pocket with. Then I caught my last train to Merten, where my trip properly begins.
Dieser Zug fährt weiter nach Murten.
This was probably the smoothest part of the whole trip, even though it didn't feel like it, mostly because of the nervousness and anxiety that always happens whenever I travel to a new country. This time it was even more intense because every major mistake could cause bigger consequences. However, as soon as I arrived to Merten, the stress completely disappeared. I must have sweated it off.
The town is pretty, but I'm so sweaty.
Oh my god, that heat. And yes, I did just walk in first, set up my camera, put my shoes again, and then pretended I just walked into the door. I don't even care. It's just so hot. It's so warm. I'm gonna die tomorrow, I'm not even joking. But it's so nice. I love it here. Merten is a cute little medieval town with an amazing vibe. Fun fact, it has some of the best preserved medieval fortifications in Switzerland. And honestly, if it wasn't for the co-op around the corner, I would have thought I'm in the 16th century, walking around the streets anxious that someone is going to accuse me of witchcraft because of my red hair. And I can't lie, straight away, I wanted to give the town a gem, but I was convinced I must be more strict and I can't just label something a gem 10 minutes after arrival. The best way to describe Merten would be charming. And while it definitely wasn't spectacular, it felt very special. It felt like a new beginning. Looking back, the gem was right there under my nose. But at that point in time, my brain was still a bit too overwhelmed to notice it. So I picked up my bike and kept looking. Mind you, it's not mine. Absolutely not, I'm just renting it. In order to find the first proper gem, I biked through beautiful Estavayer-le-Lac and Romont, and everything was going great until my navigation app decided to betray me. I cannot lie, that was a straight up disaster.
Yeah.
What is this? There's not even a path. Oh fuck, what is going on, mate? Help me! It's close. I'm actually gonna lose it. Oh my god. I did not just lose it. I'm getting back for it.
I know it's cost, but I'm so...
I will tell you the story in the second episode of the Outdoor Diaries because, trust me, it literally deserves like a whole separate episode on its own, so I guess subscribe and stay tuned or something. However, in short, to get to Le Parcours, I had to ride 70 kilometers with 1300 elevation gain on a fully loaded bike. On my longest day yet, I proceeded to get lost twice and check into the hotel around 9:30 p.m. absolutely exhausted. Mind you, I'm not even a cyclist. I had also slept 5 hours the following night, a perfect storm to be absolutely miserable on a trail. Turns out I couldn't have been further from the truth. Ladies and gentlemen, our first gem. Le Parcours is something I would describe as nearly perfect quiet mountain village. The only reason I didn't find it perfect is because later on in my journey I found something that impressed me even more, so I decided to hike a loop up the Le Montluçon, which gave me a first proper look at the area. Not even 30 minutes into the trail, I had to stop and admire the views. I wasn't in a rush and honestly it felt incredible. For the first time in a very long time, I had enough space for my brain to think and really enjoy the moment. And I think because of that, something switched in my brain. After summiting Le Montluçon, I hiked down to Le Parcours with a beautiful sunset in front of me and 20,000 music playing on my headphones. If you know, you know. At that very moment, while jogging down the mountain, I just felt really happy. I can't really describe the feeling other than a very deep gratitude. The pressure didn't matter, I forgot I was ever stressed, I just felt grateful for having a healthy and capable body. And having struggled with mental health, being in Le Parcours reminded me how important it is to spend time in nature with my own thoughts. And the scenery certainly helped to drive the point for me. The meadows in Le Parcours were actually incredible. I have never seen anything like it in my life, and I really mean it. Apparently it is one of the richest alpine ecosystem in the region, and you could definitely smell it too.
I wish I could show you how Switzerland smells, because it's absolutely amazing. It smells like mint, and then a little bit of something I don't really recognise.
And then cows. Let's not forget the cows. Very cute though. I got down to the village very tired after walking 26 kilometers, but trust me, I was at my absolute happiest this year. That definitely felt like a gem. I wish I had more time there, but I had to keep searching. It started raining a little bit, so after leaving Le Parcours, I biked all the way to Jaun and then back to Fribourg, where I spent one day exploring the capital of Canton. I just said one sentence, but trust me, the journey was long. But again, that's the story for another episode. From the city of Fribourg, I took a coach to my next destination. Schwarze is a cute little alpine lake in the foothills of the Fribourg Prealps. On that day, the first proper weather hurdles started.
This is looking grim. Absolutely grim. I don't want to be stuck in that weather.
I was supposed to hike up Kaisereck, and I was actually really excited about that. Unfortunately, the weather forecast just wasn't looking good. So I decided to hike up to a point where I can easily bail out to one of the mountain shelters in less than 15 minutes. Luckily, Switzerland has mountain huts absolutely everywhere, and on that day, they definitely came in handy.
It started to rain and I really need to leave desperately.
So I walk inside one of them and there is a whole Swiss family sitting. together. No one spoke a single word in English. It wasn't even German or French. I reckon it was probably a form of dialect they speak in the region of Schwarze. The only thing I understood was them calling me Pippi Langstrom, and fair play, that was actually pretty accurate, made me laugh. I love how Swiss people always try to have a conversation with you even though you don't really speak the same language. I was a bit upset the weather made me change my plans, but you know what? If it wasn't for that, I wouldn't have had that lovely interaction with the locals and got to pet a very cute dog.
Ooh, that's a good boy.
It also made me more interested in the culture around the area, and apparently Schwarze has a pretty dark legend behind it. So, imagine that. Right, so there's this lad, Bernd Riggy, good guy, really rich but still humble. Unfortunately, his son is an absolute knob and has no respect for nature and feels better than anyone else. So, the guy, who makes the dwarves that protected the valley really angry, so they leave. And now there's no one to take care of it, so it basically triggers an absolute disaster. There is a massive landslide followed by a storm, and that's how the Lake Schwarze was created. And if that wasn't enough, after that the dragon appears from, funnily enough, the mountain I wanted to hike. Thankfully, a lad named Remigi managed to banish the dragon into the lake and everybody was fine. There's always a hero, isn't there? Apparently the creature threw itself in the water from the rocks at the top of the lake. And literally the only reason why I learned that was because I saw this rock the other day and found it really interesting. So I took a video of it and had to check later what's all the fuss about, you know? So yeah, Schwarze easily deserves a gem because of how interesting the place is. Not only was it stunning, but it also naturally made me curious about it. It was everything a hidden gem needs to be. Quiet, beautiful, and interesting. It has it all, and yet I barely encountered any people in those 2 days I spent there, which definitely didn't feel like enough time, but you know the drill. I had to keep moving. I crossed the mountains from Schwarze to Charmey, hoping I could see the last hidden gem again, the village of Jaun. This gem made such a massive impression on me, I quite literally had to go back there twice, even though it wasn't a part of the plan. I was only meant to stop there for bed and breakfast, and even the journey there was stunning, with cute little spots like this chapel. And to whoever maintains it, honestly, thank you. It was just a beautiful and perfect spot to stop for a quick lunch, and I'm very grateful for that. Thank you, thank you. The first time I arrived to Jaun was actually on May 31st, and immediately my jaw was basically on the floor. Jaun is the equivalent of a perfect mountain village to me. Barely any people, but not too remote at the same time, and the waterfall. Oh my god. Not only does it make the whole village sound so beautiful, but it also relaxed me so much. I can't possibly describe to you the serenity I felt in that place. No amount of meditation I've ever done could match the level of peace I experienced sitting on the windowsill, hearing the sound of the waterfall. I remember leaving the village the following day to climb Jaun Pass with a promise to come back again to get a closer look at the Swiss Dolomites. And this is exactly what I did. A few days later, 10 hours before my train back to Zurich, I was back. So, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Gastlosen, aka the Swiss Dolomites. This was what felt like the real Switzerland. The cute little bakeries on the side of the road that only open 3 days a week, which was pretty annoying, I can't lie. No chaos, the raw sounds of nature, rarely interrupted by humans, even in the towns. The mountain huts run by locals, the farmers that would constantly show me the way because I could not stick to the trail for the life of me. And finally, a co-op. Sorry, the video is getting a bit too serious. No joke though, co-op deserves a gem on its own for saving me from going bankrupt on this trip. But yeah, I think the video deserves a series of honourable mentions. And the second one would be Gruyere cheese. In the Freiburg region, you also basically get it straight from the source. Also, water fountains. Switzerland has the game. I mean, look at this. Mate, you have to be joking right now. Switzerland's fountain game on top. Last but not least, the public transportation and free to use apps for literally anything you need. And they do all the research and thinking for you, including this channel. And if you're interested in some of the behind scenes content, more diary entries with my very dry humour, or you just want to simply steal my itinerary, feel free to visit the website that will be linked below in the video description, where you can find some more information about the places I visited. And if you don't want to miss any updates from my chaotic travels, or just enjoy the video, feel free to subscribe so they don't fire me. This trip felt like a peek behind the curtain of a country that somehow has even more to offer than its beauty. Personally, it offered me far more than I could ask for. Somehow through spending time in those places, I accidentally started caring less. In my head it clicked. It was never about getting a dream job or being the best. What I actually cared about was spending more time outside with my camera and showing it to other people. I suppose I just got too caught up in the chase and perfectionism. Looking for the hidden gems helped me find my own. And just how I missed the first one in Merton, I didn't notice the happiness and peace I chased for so long was just under my nose. And this is what a gem is to me. It is the right place at the right time for you. You just have to go out there and find it yourself.